Welcome back, guys. Professor Mike, Coach T from Gracie Barra Ronde here in the UK. Hope you guys are well. Back with another concept, ideas, discussion type video around the guard. So last video, you'd have seen our ideas around the closed guard. Now look, we're not talking technique. We're not talking submissions or sweeps. We're talking ideas, basic ideas for someone who's new to jiu-jitsu, maybe never played before. Okay, they find themselves in today. We're going to talk about the open guard. What do? We're going to give you some ideas for that. Okay, so let's just explain what open guard is. The other day we spoke about closed guard, whereby my opponent is inside my legs are crossed. That's the closed guard. Anytime I open that closed guard, I'm now technically an open guard. All right, and we spoke at the very end of that last video the importance of maintaining closed guard because it gives us lots of advantages. It gives us an advantage of distance management because we dictate the distance, okay, and control as well. So you are well served by developing a really strong closed guard game. Make your opponent earn the right to open your closed guard. Okay, that was lesson number 1 from the last video. Today though, we're going to just move one step further down the fight. Okay, what if my opponent is almost about to open my closed guard and I can't do anything to stop it, or I feel I can't? I have 2 options. I can continue to allow them to do what they're doing and ultimately open my guard, but they are dictating what happens. And ordinarily what will happen then is they'll open your guard with really good set grips to be able to start their pass. So I would say to you, when you get to a point that you feel your closed guard is about to break, make the decision yourself to open your closed guard. And you need somewhere else to go. You need the next step. And 9 times out of 10, if you're playing closed guard, the next step will be some type of open guard. Because from here, I can't go straight to half guard. Because that would mean I have to get my leg through my opponent's legs, and it's not going to happen that often. There are times where my opponent might open my guard and then step over this leg, and I might catch a half guard, but it's not something that I can dictate happens. What I can definitely dictate is that if I feel my guard's about to be opened in any way, and usually it's when my opponent stands, I can make a decision to open my guard. Okay? You can't hang out here. If you hang out here, there's only one thing that's going to happen: you're going to get your guard passed. So I have to start some kind of open guard game. Open guard is complex in the very fact that if Coach T stands up, just as an example, he's just broken my guard. There's lots of open guards. We can talk about outside hook, De La Riva guard, collar sleeve, spider, lasso. There's loads of options here. They're for videos further down the line. All I want you to know is when you open your closed guard, you are in the open guard. And the analogy I want you to think about in open guard is this. If you were climbing a mountain, you would have to have some points of contact on the mountain or you would fall off. Open guard is exactly the same. Okay? The best control, the best way to stop myself falling off the mountain, and that's the analogy for my opponent passing my guard, is to have all 4 points of contact, both feet, both hands on my opponent in some way. You may be here, you may be here, you may be here, here, doesn't matter. The 4 points of contact will give you the best control over your opponent. Okay? The worst control, of course, then, is this. No grips. And it's even worse when they have grips on me and I still have no grips. If we're getting to this place now, you're way, way down the line of something bad going to happen. Okay? Let's just talk about this real quick. If that does happen, because it will, and you'll find yourself in the open guard, falling off the mountain, that's what I want you to think. I'm now in thin air. Okay, you have to regain some control. Get your hands back on that cliff face, okay? Regrip. Sometimes we forget. Just regrip. Okay, I want 4 points of contact, but he's not letting me. break grips, and get your 4 points of contact again, and then who knows what might happen. All right? So I want you to just think about that. Think in your mind, if I lose control of my opponent, I am physically falling off a mountain. Okay, that will keep you engaged and keep you connected. All right? Let's talk about posture again, distance management. That connection to my opponent allows me to do two things. It allows me to create distance by pushing away, or to reduce distance by pulling in, collapsing my knees. It also allows me to break my opponent's posture, which we talked about last time. When our opponent is strong, so if you crouch down to like a head-cross position, when my opponent is strong here, again, and now I can't create distance, and I can't reduce distance, and I can't break their posture. Okay, so it's really important, no matter what guard game you're playing, that I can get to a place where I dictate the distance and I dictate the posture. Okay, and for that reason, my go-to guard straight after when I open my guard, and maybe it'll be yours too, will be like a collar sleeve guard. So if we're talking real basics, I would say, if you come back to my close guard, please, Coach T, just stand up. So he's standing. At this point, I'm now concerned. I didn't do a great job of keeping his posture down. Didn't do a great job of managing distance. All right, although he's still inside my legs. I have to make a decision. The decision I'm going to make is to open my guard before he opens it for me. And I'm going to go straight to the collar sleeve guard. Collar sleeve. Ideally, I would have these grips before he stands up. Ideally. But if I'm late, remember, I'm hanging onto a mountain by crossed feet. It's only going to last for so long. Get your hands on that mountain and then choose to open your guard, both feet on the hips, push away and pull. Okay, I've created distance. That's my friend. Distance, because if he is able to open my guard, okay, he will have to close the distance to pass. So I want to create distance as a first point of call, and I want to stay connected to that mountain, breaking the posture. From here, we can just think for a moment, what am I going to do next? Okay, maybe I'll decide to transition to a different guard. No problem, we can do that. But the collar sleeve gives you just a split second, just to think about what's next. Okay? My favourite technique from here, staring all in the face. Omoplata. Okay? Into a sweep or into the submission. Back to the triangle, whatever you want to do. Okay? So don't overthink the open guard. When we're new to Jiu-Jitsu, it can be a really daunting place to be. Okay? But if you just remember that point, that it's like climbing a cliff or a mountain, and the more controls you have, the more hands and feet you have on that mountain, the safer you're going to be, and the less likely it is your opponent's going to pass your guard. Okay? And when you get to there and you get comfortable there, then you have the time to think, the time to develop your own open guard game, however it's going to be, whatever it's going to look like. All right? Thanks, Coach T. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.